In the last video, I got the S1 Sequential shifter installed in the car. We took it for its first test drive. There was a little bit of alignment issues with it and it didn't want to shift quite perfectly. So in this video, we are going to get everything buttoned up perfect. And then I'm going to let Ashley drive the car for her very first time with the S1 Sequential shifter. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So we are in the inside of the car. We got the shifter in here. I got the gear indicator mounted up here. So I just made a little plate like I was thinking. Have it screwed into the steering column, and then it's just Velcroed on here. So nice and easy. Wiring goes down, goes into, there's a position sensor that is on the side of this that just screws on to tell you the position. So when we turn this on, it goes through, and right now it's showing that it's in neutral. So we go forward. Now we are in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So everything is going really good. Neutral. Now we push that forward and then pull back. We are now in reverse. To get out of it, you just push forward again, and now we're in neutral. Pull that back. Now we can go into first gear, second gear. So as you can see, it is shifting pretty good. So what I did differently from the last video. So the last one I had mentioned that there are multiple shim plates, and you can also move this thing when it's loose. You can move it side to side, forward and back, like a good maybe quarter of an inch each way kind of thing. Maybe not that much, but you know, a good portion you can move this thing all around. So what I had in there, it comes with a 1 mil plate and then a 2 mil plate. So I went and just did it with no plate, with a 1 mil plate, with a 2 mil plate, with a stacked plate to make 3 mils, and just try the different setups to kind of see what felt and worked the best. And what I had in there when I went for the test drive was this 2 mil plate. And what I have in there now is the 1 mil plate. So I was thinking, since I was only having issues with reverse and fifth gear in that last video on the first test drive, those are both on the same side, the same gate, really. So I was thinking maybe it wasn't so much like a forward to back, side to side kind of issue, but maybe a depth issue. Like the thing wasn't able to rotate enough to really want to stay in that gate on that side. So I decided to lower it a little bit with the 1 mil plate just to see, and yeah, it's way better. Like everything, it goes really easy now. So I think that was the correct thing to do, was to try that smaller plate. I have taken it for a little test drive since putting it in there, and all the shifts were perfect. Reverse, it's a little frustrating a little bit times with reverse being over here, so it'd be nice if it was maybe on this side or something, but yeah, sometimes I had to kind of use two hands to kind of make sure I kind of hold it down in there, but it's not always the case. So maybe it's when the transmission is rotating or something. I'm not quite sure, but this, like we've kind of discussed, is more for racing, not so much for daily driving. So going from reverse to forward isn't something you do that much in a race car if all things are going well. So not too concerned about that. Also, I had mentioned how there was a lot of heat coming up, and then I had this rubber piece. So I got the rubber piece in there. It fits really tightly around this piece, around the shifter, which is really nice. It's formed for this shifter. It's by, you know, the same company. But I need to try to figure out how I want to mount it. With the carpet in here, it looks really bad. Don't really like it with the carpet being over top of it. If I had maybe did some kind of plate or something to kind of trim it out, might look a little bit better. I could also do it on over top of the carpet, which it would then have a lot more straight lines, because this is just a big rectangle. So it might look a little bit cleaner if I do it that way. I can trim this carpet off a little bit more so it's not getting too hot or anything from all the heat that comes up through the transmission tunnel. This thing gets super hot. So just like after running, just even here is quite warm. So it's still going to transmit a lot of heat into the car, which is not really a good thing, but it is kind of what it is. You got the exhaust running down there, transmission gets hot just on its own. So it is kind of what it is, you know, but this is Delrin, so this does not get hot. This will stay nice and cool. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be quicker than the stock one. We'll have to see when we actually take it to an autocross, which is coming up really quickly. So I need to get this all kind of finalized, buttoned up. And I was thinking, if you put this onto a different transmission, is it going to align all back up? I don't know. So the people that go through a lot of transmissions, like drifters and stuff like that, or road racers or guys, I don't know how well this actually aligns back up, or if you have to buy a new one of those little plates or something every time you change the transmission. So questions that I don't know. But for right now, this transmission is staying in the car. But yeah, future ideas are going on in the head of, you know, maybe switching out to something different in the future, but obviously would still use this shifter, so still a T5. But yep, thinking about different ideas there. But this thing, we'll have to see. I tried to do a couple quick rips on the road when I drove it last, just to see how it felt going from like first to second, which is the main thing that we do with the autocross. So it felt okay, but I also wasn't going full beans like I would on the autocross course of being basically wide open. But I mean, just like that, I mean, you do a nice, you know, if you go slow, you can go slow if you want to, but you can go fast too, and it just rolls through the gears. So that is super cool. Yeah, that's just fun to play with, man. Now that I got it at least working pretty well, gonna have Ashley go for a drive so she can get comfortable with it. Don't want her first time to drive in it being on the autocross course and then spins out or something goes wrong and has trouble getting, you know, in reverse or something like that. So I want to make sure that she is comfortable with everything, that she knows how everything works. So like you have to be in neutral here to be able to shift it in between things, and then where neutral is, where it's you know, above first, below second. So I just want to make sure that she's comfortable with everything before we actually go out onto the autocross course, because I might not be there. I might have to be working or something else and not really able to go and help out. So just need to make sure that she has all the same information that I have, so everything goes well. So let's get her out into the car and let her start playing around with the shifter.
To go to first?
So right now, like if you wiggle it just a little bit, so that's neutral.
Okay, I can feel that.
That lever is your reverse lockout lever.
Okay.
So pulled back would be first gear, which is pulled back.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't move it any.
Okay.
If you push it forward, so that is now reverse.
Oh, just that little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Push it.
I can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be kind of like, they said like 3 clicks or something like that. So I don't know.
I feel one, but okay.
Okay.
So that's in.
So that should be in first gear, or that will allow to be first gear. So then forward is first, and then back is all the gears up. It works better if you got your foot on the clutch with it not running.
Okay.
So yeah, just pull back.
That's fun.
And then if you turn on power, you'll have the gauge it.
To tell you what you're in. Okay, so I'm in first, so I need to find neutral.
Yeah, so it's half a click back. Yep.
And I can feel it.
Yep, and then like the thing's a little messed up. I might need to like reprogram it or something.
Dash.
Which dash is like it doesn't know where it's at, which is kind of like neutral. So I might need to like reprogram it, but don't really worry about that too much right
neutral.
now. Yeah.
It says neutral.
Yep.
So if I was driving, I would be like first gear, and I'll be like.
Yep.
Okay. And then I can only go to neutral from second or first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now try reverse.
And then that's when I do that?
Yep, push forward and then pull the lever back.
That says second.
So it didn't push forward
So it didn't engage.
enough. So that's what I was kind of having a little bit of issue with. I think. Hold on. So try pulling back right now. So yeah.
So it's A. Oh, that's an R.
R. You only have so many
Yeah.
digits on the thing. So,
and then when I want to get out, I just do this.
Well, you have to shift out of reverse back to neutral. Yep. So forward. And then, yep. Yep. All right. Ready to go try to take it for a drive?
I'm a little nervous.
I know.
But I'm fine. Like, I like how it feels. Like, it's very, like, I can feel it when it's engaging, and I can feel neutral. Like, neutral, like, that's neutral.
Yep.
So that I'm good with that. The reverse is
reverse
hard,
is a little...
We're not going to be in reverse.
Hopefully we're never using race gear. Yeah, hopefully we're never really using reverse.
Well, except for when I have to back out of the shop.
Back out of the shop, back off the trailer, but I mean on course. Yeah. Hopefully we're never really using reverse.
I want to back out of here.
Yeah, so.
It's tight with that car.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in a second, but.
Alright, let me get a feel one more time. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. I like it. It's like an aggressive pull.
Yep.
That'll get me in race mode.
Race mode.
All right.
All right, let's go for a drive.
Okay. I don't like that. Okay.
And you need to make sure that your foot is all the way, I guess, down. I need to fix second, I know, but otherwise, thoughts, impressions?
I like it.
Thoughts, impressions?
I like it a lot. It pulls nicely. It does have like a 2-click to it.
Yeah, I saw you a lot of times doing like a single kind of half click, so you were neutral a lot of times instead of...
Yeah, I had to get used to that.
Yep.
And then I might need a little
So that is the thing, like
pad.
it passes every time you go, it does pass through neutral, so like it has to So when like there's neutral, and then third, neutral, fourth,
Okay.
neutral, or
We are probably in.
yeah. So that is a thing. I mean, it's just a shifter.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a whole transmission kind of thing. So
I like the placement of it a lot. I feel like for me, it's like perfect.
you're not worried about hitting here or anything.
No, because when I go all the way down, like I'm like still in the pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not bumping. It's not impeding me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting stopped short.
Yeah. That was something I noticed when I was driving, that I was, because I'm higher up, so I'm.
You're a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of hitting that. So
This.
something to note.
Yeah, and I need a grip.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to maybe try to fill that in with something like we're talking. Could look cool if it was like red or something.
Yeah, or
But
hurts the baby hands. That was fun though.
cool.
Thanks for the.
Approved.
Yeah, I approve. It's nice. I like it. It's very race mode.
You hear that? It's wife approved.
Wife approved.
All right, after the drive with Ashley, there was still a little bit of grinding going into second gear. So I adjusted the shifter just a little bit more. This time I moved it a little bit to the left and just a little bit. I took it for a drive and it seems to be a lot better. I still have all the gears, but second gear is no longer grinding. So there is a lot of just like little tweaks that you need to do to the shifter. This isn't just a bolt-on deal and go. There is a little bit of tweaking, tuning, aligning kind of thing that you need to do that is in the instructions. So just make sure that you are aware of that when you're installing one of these, or before you even buy one of these, if you want to go through that little bit of hassle of having to go through and getting this all just perfect. Yeah, it's not just a bolt-on deal, but it is a really good piece of engineering. It is a really cool shifter. It will be, I think, really good on the autocross course and on the race course. So, which we have one of those coming up really soon. So the next videos coming out will be of us driving on autocross with this shifter. So if you want to see that, make sure that you subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Later.